Hi, my name is Anthony Horseman. I'm 23 years old and I have cystic fibrosis. Welcome to my video. Basically all I want to do is, it's kind of my life story and a process, but I want to inform others of cystic fibrosis, what it is, how it affects you, and kind of show you what I do on a daily basis, basically a routine for what I do to treat cystic fibrosis to basically be here. First, I'm just going to read this because it says it a whole lot better than I can, of what cystic fibrosis is and some of the statistics and some of the symptoms of cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is an inherited chronic disease that affects the lungs and digestive system of about 30,000 children and adults in the United States, 70,000 worldwide. It's a defective gene, and its protein product causes the body to produce unusually thick, sticky mucus that 1. Clogs the lungs and leads to life-threatening lung infections, and 2. Obstructs the pancreas and stops natural enzymes from helping the body break down and absorb food. As far as lung infections go, as you get older with CF, you start catching bugs in your mucus that's in your lungs, so it causes that's your really bad lung infections, pretty much the life-threatening ones, because when your body starts becoming resistant to those bugs or antibiotics, the bugs start becoming resistant to antibiotics, you get worse, and it gets harder and harder to treat and longer to treat, and eventually those bugs will no longer take any more antibiotics, which is why it leads to either death, or most cystic fibrosis patients eventually get a double lung transplant, which I am currently on the transplant list, excuse me, but I'm not active right now because I'm doing fairly well, which seems to be getting a little worse now since I've got on it. I've been in, will be the 3rd time I'm going in tomorrow this year. So on the next note, symptoms of cystic fibrosis, usually they detect this when you're at least 6 weeks old. You have very salty tasting skin. You have persistent coughing at times. You also have frequent lung infections, wheezing or shortness of breath, poor gain weight despite of a good appetite, and this is kind of gross. Frequent greasy, bulky stools, or difficulty in bowel movements. Some few statistics of cystic fibrosis. There's about 1,000 new cases of cystic fibrosis diagnosed each year. More than 70% of patients are diagnosed by age 2. More than 40% of CF patients' population is age 18 or older, which is good because that makes the average lifespan of a cystic fibrosis patient go up, which is what we like to see. And the predicting median age of survival of a person with CF is more than 37 years. When I was diagnosed at 6 weeks old and my sister was diagnosed at 2 years old, the lifespan was only 18. And that's an example of what we do. My sister sadly passed away in January 21st of this year, 2009. Today is April 14th now, 2009. So it hasn't been too long since she's passed. She also has cystic fibrosis, of course, diagnosed at age 2, and she was 27 years old when she passed. So she's no longer suffering, which is a great thing. And when she died, she had a double lung transplant last year in June 19th, 2008. And she started out rough and then got better, and then suddenly went downhill from there and had a bunch of complications that finally took her life. Other than that, I am doing pretty well and going to school full-time when I'm not sick, and then working almost full-time because I had to get on disability, which a lot of CFers have to get on disability because they have to stay on a good insurance plan just so they can afford all the medicines. I'll have to go into that another time because it's pretty, kind of lengthy what they cost and all the medicines I have to take. Also later in adult life with cystic fibrosis, adults develop diabetes, and so I have to take Lantus every night. It's a long-lasting Lantus or insulin, long-lasting insulin, and then I also have to do another Humalog insulin with my meals, like carb count. And so, because if your blood sugar stays high, it makes it harder to gain weight and also to fight infection. So that's also another challenge we as CFers with it as an adult have. Now, on to another note which I want to do in this video is some of the daily treatment that I have to do on a daily basis. Basically, we have to do a vest treatment, where we put on a vest. I'll show you here in a minute what it looks like and stuff. I'm not actually going to do it because nobody else is filming me to do it. So we'll get that on another day. Basically, it's a vest, and it shakes you. And then I have nebulizers I have to do that I breathe in to help break up the mucus and clear it out. Right now, I do 3 nebulizers. Well, 4. Sometimes 5. Or I used to do 5, I only do 4 now. They are albuterol, Pulmazine, tobramycin, colistin, and the 5th one, which I don't do any longer, is hypertonic, because it's a sodium chloride, basically breathing in salt water, and my body can no longer take that anymore. It makes me really tight in my chest and much harder to breathe instead of helping me breathe. Let me show you here now. This here is the albuterol, which I do 3 to 4 times a day. Goes in this nebulizer here. This gets in the larger airways to help you breathe and clear the larger airways. Next is Pulmazine, which is this medicine here. I do it in this nebulizer called a side stream, this blue one here. And this medicine basically gets in the smaller airways after the albuterol opens the larger airways. Next is an antibiotic. It's tobramycin. I do it every other month. I do it 30 days on, 30 days off. This is basically just a antibiotic to fight one of the bugs that I have. Another one's colistin. I don't have it here to show you. You make it up out of a vial, and basically it's another antibiotic that I alternate with tobramycin. So when I finish all my doses of this tobramycin, I will start colistin. So those are the 4 nebulizers I do a day. Let me show you the vest treatment I do, which is here. This is the vest, and I put this on. The battery's dying. Hopefully it'll last. At least I can get through this. Putting my vest on here. Okay. Hard to do everything at once. Okay, this is the machine. This has got a timer. It's got pressure control, which basically controls the tightness of the pressure. And then we got the frequency control, which controls how much your vest is going to vibrate you or shake you. This is the button I sit on to make it go or stop if need be. These are the tubes that actually hook up to my vest. These are fasteners. They'll fasten all 3 of these, and I'll hook these tubes up to this like so on both sides, and I'll start it, and then away I'll shake. So that's my vest machine, which I'll show you another day what it does. When I was younger, a lot of my friends liked to try it because it shakes them and it was new and exciting. I didn't like it so much after a while after doing it every day. My friends today still love to see me do it because it makes my voice sound really funny when I do it. So it's really funny to them, not so much to me.